Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
So great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-933-93 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Where do you start? Every day it's a conundrum. It's a problem. Where do you start? Where did this thing begin? And where does it? Of course, it has no end. Just the.
I'm beginning to think you're right.
Yeah, the madness just keeps coming. I mean, it is a madhouse, and it's going to continue to be one. Mm-hmm.
A madhouse. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm beginning to think the mandates and the various forms of government overreach.
We just get to live with them from now on.
They just gonna get more and more egregious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless the American people finally have had enough, and there are some, you see some signs of some people saying, okay, this is absolute insanity. While I was watching, I was searching the web for a guy on CNN the other day who said that if you're white and you don't believe that you're responsible for slavery because your ancestors had nothing to do with it, and certainly you had nothing to do with it, well, that's white supremacy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your white supremacy showing.
Got it.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you had slave-holding ancestors. It doesn't matter if you have never said the N-word in your life or any other racial slur. It doesn't matter if you've treated every black person you've ever come in contact with the highest degree of respect and love. It doesn't matter if you're the most inclusive person on earth. If you're white, you're simply racist. You're a horrible racist.
Okay.
Okay, so live with that. If you can you live with that? Because you have to. So in the process of looking for that guy, I found this essay on racism. Let me read you some of that to illustrate exactly what we're up against.
Oh, no.
I mean, listen to this.
Who wrote this? Do we know?
Yeah, it's her Jennifer Seibel Trainer.
Okay, and someone on the left.
Yes,
writing about racism.
Apparently a professor at Santa Clara University.
Okay. In
this essay, I addressed the problem of white racism in the classroom, proposing a way of reading racist discourse that takes into account emotional dimensions and hence its pervasive appeal for white students. This way of reading begins with the insight that racist language functions metaphorically, and it acts as a rhetorical bridge between the affective domain of feeling on the one hand and the political domain of racial belief and racism on the other. I don't even understand that. What are you talking about? You've already lost me. I argue that methods for analyzing racism that focus on the political domain, such as critical discourse analysis, do not adequately reveal racism's pervasive appeal for individuals and thus fail to help teachers address the central question: why are otherwise well-intentioned white students convinced of racism's claims? In answering this question, I draw on research conducted with white college students, and I suggest that racist discourses link the political and the emotional, convincingly articulating private emotions in a public rhetoric of familiar, historically derived beliefs and values, and thus persuading both speaker and the audience of their truth. The pervasive power of racist language, in fact, the power of any convincing public discourse, lies in its ability to bridge these domains. Teachers committed to anti-racist teaching must learn to understand the emotional aspects of racism's pervasive appeal. Only then can teachers begin to create rhetorically effective anti-racist curricula and pedagogies.
Pedagogies?
Yeah, the pedagogies.
Oh, you don't get to start many days with the word pedagogy.
Not too many.
And this is what's this professor's name again?
Jennifer Seibel Trainer.
Okay.
Jennifer Trainer, I would say her name is.
And she's at Santa Clara?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Powerful stuff there. I mean, no matter what you do, they've got some sort of psychological gobbledygook to paint you into a racist. And it doesn't matter if you're the best person on earth.
Yeah, and she said that there's some sort of draw to being a racist?
Yeah, it's pervasive, and it's It's alluring.
Alluring.
It's alluring. Yeah.
Wow.
So you just have to accept the fact. Because deep inside, even if you don't think you're a racist and you don't act like a racist, you're still
I'm
a
full
racist.
Of hate, racism,
yeah,
white
you're
power.
You're a hate monger, mongering in hate and racism.
Yeah, I know. It's just
it's pretty troubling. It is really troubling right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you, and maybe we'll play it later. It's woke and racism. They're the same thing. It's very humorous.
Oh, let's show these two guys.
You want to see this video?
Yeah.
Okay, this is good stuff.
When me and Brad first met, I didn't think we'd get along, but turns out we kind of agree on everything. Your racial identity is the most important thing. Everything should be looked at through the lens of race.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. We both have a lot of opinions about people of color, even though we barely know any.
I say colored people, but as long as we're classifying them, we both think minorities are a united group who think the same and act the same.
And vote the same. You don't want to lose your black card. Sorry, I don't know. I just think we should
roll back discrimination laws so we can hire based on race again. Jinx, now you owe me a Coke. Hey, tell them what you told me yesterday.
White actors should only do voices for white cartoon characters.
I've been saying that for years. Stick to your own.
Us white people, we have so much privilege.
I agree. It is a privilege to be white. Ask him about interracial dating.
All I said is that black men who date white women have internalized racism, and white men that date ethnic women are fetishizing them.
Guys against interracial dating now. Like, am I being pranked? Did Boomer put you up to this?
Ugh, you know that taco place is white owned?
White people should be making white foods, like Kraft macaroni and cheese, no seasoning, not even salt. It's like he's a mind reader. I mean, I've been pushing for segregation forever, and my man does what?
I created an improv comedy show exclusively for ethnic people.
Guy segregates comedy on my birthday.
White people need to stop wearing dreadlocks, and they need to stop appropriating black people's music.
Shaved heads and country music, the way God intended.
You know all white people are racist.
I'm listening.
Even if you have a black wife or a black friend group, you're still really racist.
You know, we just kicked the guy out of the organization for having a black girlfriend, but if you can promise me he's still really racist, we'll consider letting him back in. Black people should only shop at black businesses.
I guess the only thing we really disagree about is I think white people are the root of all evil.
But what did I tell you, though? If we can narrow that down to a certain group of tiny-hatted white people, I think we can come to an understanding.
Oh, man.
Technically, I don't consider Jewish people white.
Neither do I.
There you go. Look at that. There you go.
They agree on virtually everything.
If you're woke, you're effectively a racist.
Isn't that that's amazing?
Well done.
Really nice. I mean, that's exactly what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not even parody. It's reality. It's just reality. Wow. It's fantastic. All right.
Seriously.
888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. A group of Christians gathered on a California beach Sunday night to basically tell Gavin Newsom where to shove it.
I love this.
And it's quite a gathering.
Yeah.
We have look at that.
Crack down on that. Wow. Break that party up. They were out there baptizing people and stuff, having a service.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's kind of cool.
I mean, if Gavin Newsom wants to attempt to break that up, you know, that's people saying that you're not going to tell us how to worship in your state. So put that in your pipe.
Well, yeah, this is. Oh, yeah, we have that story. I don't know where I put it now. It might be in the other studio. But we had that story of Gavin Newsom who said you not only can you not gather in churches, you can't gather at home and have church. He actually told Californians that you can't have anybody over to your house for church, no matter how small the gathering, even if it's under 10 people. Sorry, you can't do that.
Well,
what?
Meanwhile, in Broward County, Florida, if you have people over at your house, they must be wearing a mask according to dictates in that community.
And this leads you to...
Are you kidding me? Shut up.
This leads you to the girl who is explaining that we just can't win. You just can't win. Show us the... it's number 10. Video 10.
If I say all lives matter, I'm a racist. If I stand for my flag, I have to apologize for it.
Right.
I'm not allowed to go to church, but I can burn churches to the ground.
Right.
I'm not allowed to open my own business, but I can go loot and destroy other people's businesses.
Okay.
If I wear a badge, have a gun, and I'm dressed in blue, I'm a racist pig. But if I walk around destroying my city with bricks and masks, I'm considered a peaceful protester. I'm not allowed to peacefully protest the lockdown at my capital, but I can go destroy and graffiti my capital. I'm not allowed to go to the park to play t-ball with my family, but I can destroy the park. I'm not allowed to protect our historical monuments and history, but I can go tear them down and have them land on top of people. I'm not allowed to have an opinion on racial matters because I'm white, but if I don't have an opinion on it, I'm the reason why people are oppressed. I can go riot in the streets with the BLM, but if I go to a Trump rally, COVID-19 magically appears. Does anyone else not see the hypocrisy in all of this? I am done with your
That adequately sums up the frustration, doesn't it? That's
good.
So good. Jeez. What's the other video that we have here?
The video you were looking for when you stumbled onto that awesome professor.
Oh, he's got
thing.
that now.
Yeah, he found that. Rob found
nice.
That.
Nice job, Rob.
Yeah, so
what white supremacy is and how we see it. I think a lot of people believe white supremacy is just when a white person doesn't like a black person. But that's just prejudice.
Oh.
In America, white supremacy is a system that promotes whiteness and white maleness specifically and white Christian maleness specifically over everyone else. And so we really want to talk about like it's blockbusting, it's redlining, but it's also just people who feel like they have no responsibility for racism in this country because they never personally owned slaves. So we try to go.
Okay. So no matter what, you're a racist because it's a system. It's a system. We've got to, you know what? We got to reject this nonsense and say, no, it isn't. No, it's not. There's no systemic racism built into this country. And no, I'm not a racist. And I'm not a racist even if I had ancestors that were slave owners. But I don't. I'm not responsible for what my ancestors did.
You're making
250 years ago.
It complicated.
I know.
Are you white?
Yes.
Then you are
I'm
a
a
racist.
racist.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is what we started with, and now we're back there again.
So yeah, exactly. So stop with the whole trying to figure out your connections to whatever. You're white. It's pretty easy.
It is easy. If you're white, you're a bastard, and you're a racist. You're a terrible person. You're a hate monger.
If the answer to "Are you white?" is yes, then it's also the same response for "Are you a racist?"
It's just how did we get here? I guess we got here because we allowed us to get here. We haven't stood up along the way, and we haven't said, "Hey, can we get a grip here before we go out of control?" So no, we didn't get a grip, and we are out of control.
It's fun.
Isn't it?
It's good.
Isn't it fun?
I mean, and the future is promising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, it's to the point where, we had that woman in the park with, I think her boyfriend or husband, and they were doing a Black Lives Matter protest in that park. And at some point, they agreed with the Black Lives Matter, but then they said all lives matter. And then after...
that wasn't even a rally. Those were two groups of people walking past each other on a bridge.
Okay.
And so the Black Lives Matter group yelled Black Lives Matter to the group. And
she said all lives
Miss
matter.
Whitaker, said all lives matter. So they came back and shot her in the head, and she's dead now, leaving behind a 3-year-old son.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And almost no one's even mentioned that, because that's not violence, and that's not racism, and that's not a hate crime. How do you get past this? I don't know. What am I resisting? The collectivization of manufacture? The institutionalization of the human psyche? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I do know one thing. All whites are racist. I know that.
Thank you. That's kind of where you need to end up with any kind of math problem.
Right.
As you work it out.
You remember this guy? Nobody talked about this guy. This guy didn't matter.
I hate white people. All of them. Every last iota of a cracker, I hate him.
Hate him.
We didn't come out here to play today. There's too much serious business going on in the black community to be out here sliding through South Street with white, dirty, cracker whore on our arm, and we call ourselves black men with African garb on. What the hell is wrong with you, black man? You had a doom day with a white girl on your damn arm.
Yeah.
You want freedom? You're gonna have to kill some crackers.
Oh. Well.
You're gonna have to kill some of their babies.
Okay. So that was an indication of really serious hatred and violent tendencies. And we were laughed at when we said, hey, you know what? You might want to pay attention to these Black Panthers. They're kind of nasty. But if somebody says that all lives matter, that's what we're going to come down on like a ton of bricks. Just unbelievable. Let me take 60 seconds to tell you about iTarget Pro. 2020 has reminded us about the importance of self-reliance, hasn't it? We've seen COVID, civil unrest, bring out the worst in some people. And the fact is, police can't be everywhere all at once, and they're being defunded in some locations as well. So it's really kind of important for you to be able to defend yourself and your family. iTarget Pro is one of the best ways to dry fire train with your gun at home using their proprietary app and laser bullet. It's really convenient, it's safe, and it's going to save you a ton of money on ammo and range fees. Plus, you don't need to wear a mask in order to use it if you're doing this in your home. At least not yet. Dry fire training will develop muscle memory. It helps you with target reaction speed, sight alignment, just about every aspect of using your weapon. iTarget Pro comes in all the major calibers, including .223 and .556, so you can stay sharp with almost any firearm. Right now, get 10% off, plus free shipping when you use the offer code PAD. Don't let circumstances dictate whether or not you're going to train. Take back control with iTarget Pro. That's the letter I, then targetpro.com. Offer code PAD.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know what's great is when black activists are standing up against this despicable nonsense. It's almost sacred ground when BLM or Black Lives Matter is somehow muraled into a street. They're allowed to paint that everywhere, anywhere they want, really, it seems, right now.
I wish my initials were BLM. I'd feel pretty cool right about now.
Yeah, the whole country would be celebrating you right now. But so this group of people showed up and did the unthinkable.
Oh, dumping paint all over the road where it says Black Lives Matter, which of course they put in front of Trump Tower, which you see in the background there.
Yep.
And you have a black woman and a white woman wearing a rainbow flag, LGBT flag.
And they have the audacity to say all lives matter.
And they are being yelled at. I mean, look at this lady.
Oh my gosh, it's like you stabbed her.
Yeah. you have to cut it off there, or else Daniel would be bleeping the video from sundown until showtime, because people just lose their minds watching the desecration of their beloved Black Lives Matter phrase.
Eventually, the black woman gets down on her hands and knees, and she's...
No, that's a...
Oh, is that a different one?
That's a different one, because you gotta be really... Oh, it was attacked 3 times over the weekend. We have a couple of those videos. Go ahead and roll the other one.
Show that one where the police actually show up.
This is Jesus Matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, right? For the black people.
Right.
It's for the black people. They destroying businesses for black people. They're looting for black people.
Looting for black people.
They do it for black people, right?
And she's dumping black paint all over it.
The police for black people. You're lying. No, we're not standing with Black Lives Matter. We want our police. Refund our police.
Refund our police.
Refund our police.
Wow.
Y'all don't care about black lives. Y'all don't care about black lives. Refund the police.
I love how the news photographers just stand there all day waiting for something like this.
Yeah.
And now she's smearing the paint all over the Black Lives Matter.
Doing a good job of it, too.
Yeah, she's getting it everywhere.
She's making the most out of the 1 can of paint.
Uh-oh. She's got a friend.
And they're both black.
I feel bad for the police here because
I do too.
You know they love her message.
Yeah. And she's supporting them.
Yeah.
But they have to remove her.
They've been instructed to keep the area clear, and look at this, man.
Ah, boy. Now we're in the paint, trying to get her up off her hands and knees.
Watch the cup on the right.
Oh, and down he goes into the paint. Little slippage there.
That's a bad day at work right there for him.
Yep.
Boy, she's got like 2 letters covered. And if I'm a cop, I'm not saying they're doing this, but if I'm a cop, I'm saying, okay, come with me. All right. Yeah, I'm not
Take
really.
Your time.
Yeah.
I'll give you 25 minutes to stop doing that.
25 minutes.
And then we're gonna have to take you in.
And that clock starts right about now. Whoa.
That's great. I mean,
so look, there's some hope. Yay!
Yeah. And it's really difficult because they have to do something about it. And here she is trying to support them. So it's a weird situation.
But you're right. When you see someone who is black standing up in the face of it, like Charles Barkley,
so important.
His videos making the rounds where he's calling out black celebrities who have been going after Jews and white people lately.
John Jackson, Steven Jackson, Nick Cannon, Ice Cube. Man, what the hell are y'all doing? Like, y'all want racial equality. We all do. I don't understand how insulting another group helps our cause. And the only person called y'all on it was Kareem. We can't allow black people to be prejudiced also, especially if we're asking for white folks to respect us, give us economic opportunity, and things like that. I'm so disappointed in these men, but I don't understand how you beat hatred with more hatred. That stuff should never come up in your vocabulary, and it should never come up in your heart. I don't understand it. I'm never going to accept it.
Yep.
And I'm asking you guys, I'm begging you guys, man. You guys are famous. You got a platform. We got to do better, man. I want allies. I don't want to alienate anybody. And to take shots at the Jewish race, the white race, I just don't like it because it's not right. And I had to call them on it because it's really been on my heart.
That's awesome. That's
Sir Charles, man. Thank you.
And again, it means so much more coming from blacks, right? Because they just dismiss us. We're racist. No matter what we do, we're racist.
Yeah, that was the lesson. I don't know if you didn't learn it earlier in the podcast, you could go back later and study up. If the answer to "Are you white?" is yes,
then you're racist.
That's the same answer for "Are you racist?"
Period. And you're responsible for slavery, no matter what.
Yep.
Now that could mean that you're obviously not a slaveholder, but maybe somebody in your family was.
What if they came over after slavery? There's no chance that they own slaves.
Right. You're still a racist
because
you're white.
Because if you're white, you're racist.
Yeah, privilege, white privilege. And white people are just evil inherently. So
definitely,
there's no way around it.
I mean, think about that. I mean, that is
what a place we're in.
Think about that for a second. Louis Farrakhan used to preach that white devil, right? All white people are evil.
Yeah,
that is the message of Black Lives Matter, effectively. That is the default position for someone on the far left who is trying to convince us of all of these things that we need to change in our society.
Right.
It's him constantly ranting on how evil white people are, and Jews, just like Barkley was referring to there. That's been the message that we have tried to speak against for decades, and now it's like the mainstream theory that is infiltrating our schools and curriculum after all of these movements. Awesome.
It's great, isn't it?
We should play more videos like Barkley and the black ladies. Whoops. I brought it back. Help me.
It's hard not to, though, because there's just so much madness. There's just so much insanity. And, every day you're frustrated by something else. Like they every which way, everything you have to say is negated by this. Yeah, that's your white privilege. Yeah, that's your white supremacy. Yeah, you're white. Okay, so I'm not valid as a person? No, you're not. Wow. That seems like racism right there. No, it's not, because other races can't be racist.
You got to update your dictionary, I mean, Merriam-Webster's been updating theirs with new words like irregardless.
Yes, they have.
We got to update the definition. In fact, they are updating the definition of racism because that one chick...
What one chick?
Oh, it was weeks ago. We had some lady who said they need to update the definition of racism, like it's systemic and all this crap. And so, you try to make a funny about updating the dictionary, and you're letting it's
reality.
It's reality. Babylon Bee. We are living the Babylon Bee. In fact, I mean, we got a story over here. I think it's in stack 3. I don't know about how people are just checking themselves into mental institutions to get away from the insanity that is the world. Yes.
That's about right. That's about right.
Exactly right.
All right. 888-900-3393. Still so much to get into and to talk about. Fox News has some new problems. Wow. Did you see that? Did you read about that in the paper today? You see that in the paper? Hey, Kevin, did you see that?
There's a lot going on over there at Fox, Jay. Crazy.
It really is, Kevin. It really is.
Yeah.
New allegations about Ed Henry, who just got fired there, I think a week or two ago, because of new allegations about him.
Okay.
Then some allegations also against current Fox hosts like Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Howard Kurtz. Just about every male in the building is being accused.
I think you're right.
So I don't know if this is just some attack on Fox in general, and this is a great way to smear him because there's no recovering from it, really. Once you're accused, that's it. It's just like the racist thing. Once you're white, that's it. Sorry, you're racist. Once you've been accused of sexual harassment, that's it. You're a sexual predator. And we must avoid you at all costs and drum you out of your job, and you really don't have a place in our society anymore. So we'll see how this works out. But some strange allegations. Again, even with the Ed Henry thing, now the former Fox female employee is claiming that he raped her. But they were having, as is often the case, they were having a consensual relationship. Sexual, even though he's married, he was carrying on an affair with her.
That's the counter here, right?
Yeah.
Is that, no, it was consensual.
Right.
That's the defense.
That is the defense. And they both have texts to prove what they're saying. And so I don't know. In one case, in one case, she talks about it's Jennifer Eckhart. Have you seen? You know who she is?
I do not.
She's been on Fox many times,
Okay.
and she was a producer and sometimes host, I think, or at least guest. So anyway, they entered into this relationship, I think, in 2014, and so at one point she says, "Well, yeah, I was handcuffed, and then he did certain things to her," and I was thinking, wait, go back to the handcuff part. What were you? Why?
They were doing a magic trick. They were trying out a magic trick. Want to see if you could escape?
Because you're not really saying that he handcuffed you. You were just saying you were handcuffed.
I don't know, man.
How did that happen? Well, you know how it happened. They were about to do something kinky, and now everything was his fault because I guess he has more power than she did, and that whole power dynamic thing.
But was she? And I don't know. I'm just a question here. Maybe you don't know this. Was she drugged first?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think she's alleged that. No,
because that would explain.
Yeah,
how she can wake up and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh man, where did I? Wow. No, it didn't sound like it happened that way. It sounded like it happened consensually, and then all of a sudden she didn't want something to happen, but it did anyway. So, I mean, you can absolutely say no even when you're handcuffed. So we do have to make that clear. But why are you handcuffed? Seems like, you guys were into some things, and then maybe you decided you weren't into it anymore. I don't know. But there's that story, which is breaking. This was going to be a tough one for Fox. 888-900-3393. Yeah, that's right. That's us. 888-900-3393 at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Petty Officer America tweets, was Keith just checking his blood pressure?
Yeah.
Is the show becoming too much for him?
The world is becoming too much for me.
Yes.
I feel I need to check it in real time now, because there's a lot going on out there.
Go ahead and let's see what you got.
Let's see if I got this thing. Got an error message earlier. Which,
you did?
Which is about right.
Yeah.
I'll have to get back to you.
Maybe it was so high it couldn't
That's
register.
what I'm
that was the
afraid
deal.
of. I'll let you know what it is in a second here.
From Bird Drone Operator. Now, that's some abstract art I can get behind right there. That's, I guess, the smearing of the paint on the BLM stuff.
Absolutely.
Caffeinated Texan tweets, the word mural has been redefined, I guess. Yeah. Murals are paintings, not monochromatic signs. That's what they're calling these signs, though. The one in front of Trump, every time I hear it on the news, is referred to as a mural.
No, I call it graffiti. It's gross.
Sanctioned graffiti.
It's vandalism.
Is what it is.
Is what it is. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's sanctioned by the city now. Eric's rant, so you can paint monuments, courthouses, and private businesses without police intervention, but you're stopped immediately by the police if you smear paint on BLM script in the middle of the street. Weird. Yeah.
Yep.
But again, that's where we are right now.
2020 is just such a great year. Everything's getting redefined.
Kara 3022, Bevelyn Beatty, the awesome young black lady pouring the paint over the BLM sign, has mysteriously had her Twitter account temporarily suspended. What a surprise.
Wow.
And did she even tweet anything that was inappropriate? Or did they just see this? Oh, maybe she did the video on Twitter. Maybe that's what happened.
I don't know.
It's crazy. I don't know. Cows with guns tweets. It's just a funny image, isn't it?
Well, how would you hold it? Like with your hooves and stuff?
I don't know.
And
I'd like to see it, though.
If cows knew how to operate guns, there'd be less hamburgers on our plates, I'll tell you that.
That's for sure. I understand they're kind of mean, though. According to Glenn, who's got some cows up in Idaho.
Are those the ones that he takes into town there?
Yeah. Yeah, I got some cattle. I'm driving to the town. Those are the ones. Anyway, Cows with Guns tweets, I have a word to add to your list, Keith. Conversate.
Oh, yes. That's not a word.
I want to strangle people that use this fake word. I don't know that I've heard conversate. Is it like conversation and you're just shortening it?
Yeah, well, I remember George Bush did strategery.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Which I never used or repeated.
Yeah. Well, you can mix it in.
Ridiculous. Do we have a...
You do an impression, I think, right, of George Bush?
I've
heard a rumor.
A trained monkey now? I just perform on demand? Yeah. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
We're going to use some strategery to get OBGYNs to practice their love with women all across the country.
That's right. I don't know. Does that count? Does that count as a... Rob says no. No, it doesn't.
No. It's got to be
and we're in tweets
audio.
anyway. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, wow. All right. We got to get out of tweet land here.
Yeah. This is, first of all, my blood pressure reading is not right, or I'm on the floor.
Is it an error again?
No.
What is it?
It says it's 151 over 112.
Oh, my gosh.
That's not...
Seriously?
That's not right.
No, that could be right.
Elizabeth's a big one.
155 over 112.
Oh, don't exaggerate, Pat. It's 151 over 112.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it ridiculously high.
This is what happens when you don't start the show with animal videos, man.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, man.
This is not accurate.
All right, 888-900-3393. I'd like to hear people's thoughts on Fox News, too. Is this really going on? Are these guys such dirtbags, or... is Fox News just being discredited at every turn?
I mean, think about this. The only male that works in the Fox News building that isn't listed in that accusation is Geraldo Rivera, and he's the guy that takes selfies of himself in a towel.
Right. Right. Him and maybe a gay employee at Fox.
No, he left.
Well, one of them did. Yeah. By the way, he's turning up again. Did you see that? He's
I don't even know who you're talking about. I was talking about an intern. What are you referring to?
I don't know. I heard somebody from a former Fox News
employee
personality.
Right? Personality?
Yeah, is popping up on some other broadcast somewhere.
Wow.
Like a CNBC type of station or I don't know.
Type.
Yeah, like a type of
very similar to
something like that. But these charges leveled, first of all, at Ed Henry, really serious charges of rape. And apparently they got some texts back and forth between the two that they're both showing to prove their point. Like she's proving it that he's a douchebag. And he does seem pretty douchey. But he's got some that apparently they're going to release and, show that it's consensual. So I don't know. And then as far as Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, Howard Kurtz, I didn't really see what it was they're accused of. I know it's sexual harassment, but they don't give the specific instances here. So we'll see. But it's just amazing how often this happens at Fox News. Now, could everybody in the building be a dirtbag? I guess. Is it likely, though? I don't think it is. I don't know. It's really tough, though, right now, because almost anything you say can be construed, if you want, as something inappropriate. Now, as for Jennifer Eckhart's lawyers, they provided, in their complaint, a series of text messages in which Ed Henry referred to their relationship in graphic terms. Like at one point, he texted to her, F you and your safe word. You'll know when I'm done.
Oh, no.
When you are owned, you don't get a choice. She texted back, yeah, you don't own me. I mean, that's ugly. That is really.
Oh.
And it gets even uglier. And in fact, it's so ugly, I'm not going to read those texts. But that is a really tough one. And, you think, Ed Henry? What? Man, you just don't know a person, do you? You think,
boy.
Wait, Ed Henry? Come on. Amazing, though. AAA.
You think you know a guy.
Yeah, you think you do. And
but again, these are just accusations at this point.
Right.
Because in America...
Innocent until proven guilty.
Wait, is that?
No. It's not. That's old America.
So that's not still
That's
a
not
thing.
Today's America. Not a thing anymore.
Then I don't know, Ed. You're on your own. Good luck.
Yeah.
Ooh.
In a statement, Fox said, based on the findings of a comprehensive independent investigation conducted by an outside law firm, including interviews with numerous eyewitnesses, we've determined that all of Kathy Aru's claims against Fox News, so it's Kathy Aru and Jennifer Eckhart, both accusing all of these guys, including its management as well as its host, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Howard Kurtz, and its contributor, Gianno Caldwell, are false, patently frivolous, and utterly devoid of any merit. So they're standing by Tucker, Sean, Kurtz, and Gianno Caldwell, who I'm not familiar with. But that's interesting. We take all claims of harassment, misconduct, and retaliation seriously. Well, you kind of have to now since you're accused of them almost every day. Promptly investigating them and taking immediate action is needed. In this case, the appropriate action based on our investigation is to defend vigorously against these baseless allegations. Ms. Aru and Jennifer Eckhart can pursue their claims against Ed Henry directly with him, as Fox News already took swift action as soon as it learned. Yeah, so he's already gone. So they can throw him under the bus. Yeah, we don't care about him anymore. But these other guys, nope, that didn't happen. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how that goes. In the meantime, our savior, our COVID savior, Dr. Anthony Fauci, has been invited to throw out the first pitch versus Yankees National season opener.
St. Anthony of Fauci getting the big honor to throw a ball. Now, you and I can't go to the game.
No, but Dr. Fauci can.
Because it's important to have a frivolous thing like throwing out the first pitch of a baseball game in the middle of a global pandemic that we're told is literally the worst threat we've faced since Nazi Germany.
Well, yes.
And climate change.
Right.
But we're going to have a first pitch thrown out, and we're going to be taking that virus potentially and transmitting it from one person to the next? Okay. Whatever.
Nationals announced Dr. Fauci, the director, of course, of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, will throw out the first pitch Thursday night. Dr. Fauci...
Oh, no, wait, what?
Great. What? Dr. Fauci has been a true champion for our country during the COVID-19 pandemic and throughout his distinguished career. Has he? So it's only fitting that we honor him as we kick off the 2020 season and defend our World Series championship title. I'd forgotten that in the light of all of this madness. I forgot they won the World Series last year.
I didn't. They were a wild card.
The announcement also called Fauci a Nats superfan, which is something he reminded the United States about in June when he wore a Nationals-themed face mask.
Look at that. Look at that. See, that is adorable.
There it is.
Look at you.
Oh, there's our hero.
Our national hero.
He's a national treasure as well as hero.
True.
Don't you think?
St. Anthony? Absolutely.
Where's his statue? Why hasn't it been sculpted yet?
Absolutely. I mean, let's get on that.
I mean,
what's the delay?
Right? There should be one in every town square.
And then that's the one statue you're not allowed to knock over.
Thank you. Yes, a little preemptive strike there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you have to tell people that.
I mean,
they know.
And Fauci has been a leader. He's been great, right? I mean, for the last 6 months, he has just been on top of everything.
Sure has.
The information he shares is priceless.
Has. Right.
And
you know, he told us some real truth the other day when he was talking about what governor in this country
what state
has been the absolute best.
Who's handled this crisis the best? Let's go.
We know that when you do it properly, you bring down those cases. We've done it. We've done it in New York. New York got hit worse than any place in the world.
Right.
And they did it correctly by doing the things that you're talking about.
Really?
What does that mean? They did what correctly? Killed people by shoving COVID patients into nursing homes?
Sent people to nursing homes and killed, I don't know how many thousands. Wasn't it? It was well over 10,000 people in nursing homes and died because of it.
And you've got
talking about
the last I checked, it was over 32,000 deaths in New York, which was more than double of the second place state, New Jersey, at 17,000. But they did it correctly.
Gotta be kidding me.
Maybe my blood pressure number was correct.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Okay, look. They had 412,000 cases. They have 32,203 deaths. That's like a fourth of all the deaths in the United States of America happened in New York.
But they did it correctly. They got it right.
Yeah, that's
right. They did it right.
Shut up. This guy, I mean, he's not only has he gotten everything wrong along the way and changed and gone back on everything, but now in retrospect, he's going back and saying the things that sucked were done correctly? This man. Oh.
Paging Dr. Pid. Dr. Stu Pid. Dr. Stu Pid Fauci.
Right here. I'm here. I made it.
Hey, who's done the best job handling COVID-19? Dr. Pid? Dr. Stu Pid Fauci?
Yeah, when you see a state like New York, they've brought the cases down.
No, it's because everyone's dead, man. Everyone is dead.
That's almost inconceivable.
Yeah.
You keep using that word.
Yeah.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah. Well, at least we're not alone in pointing out the man's stupidity.
From Rand Paul, paging Dr. Fauci. No, it's paging Dr. Pid. Dr. Stu Pid.
Yeah.
According to JHU, New York's per capita death rate is more than 2 times greater than Italy, Spain, and Britain, and more than 8 times worse than Florida. 10 times worse than Texas.
Thank you.
For you to say New York got it done correctly disregards the facts and calls your judgment into question.
Thank you, Rand Paul.
He's the only one who's maintained any sanity, it seems like. He's the only one that speaks out against spending. And thank you for speaking out about Fauci here, because that is insane.
Yeah, those were Johns Hopkins University numbers that Rand Paul was quoting there.
Wow.
I don't know what planet Dr. Fauci is living on, okay? But
you couldn't have handled it worse than New York did.
But then the extra layer to that is how many people take everything he says as gospel truth.
Yeah.
But what things are you taking? Because he changes on everything. I just this admiration and love for this guy.
I don't get it.
Is mind-numbing.
And, you know, he might be a really nice guy. I don't know. He looks like a nice guy.
Well, he likes to go to baseball games, Pat.
Yeah. He's a Nats fan. He's a super fan.
Oh,
he
and I can't get along.
He just showed that. He showed that the other day. Oh, man.
Boy, what a hip mask.
Let me tell you about rough greens. You know, some people go running with their dogs. Nobody understands it. I don't think the dogs even do. The dogs are like, okay, I need to run, but you got a car, man. What are you doing?
Man, put me in the car.
What are you doing? So you don't need to you don't need to do the running, but your dog does. Your dog needs to stay frisky and active, and no matter how old they're getting. And the problem is they're not getting a lot of nutrients if you serve them dry kibble dog food. So Rough Greens VitaSmart can take care of that. Rough Greens VitaSmart will put the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, probiotics, omega oils right back into your dog's food. And then it turns into something super delicious at that point. Even if your dog is a finicky eater. In every case I've seen from the people who have used it around this building, everybody swears by it because their dogs love it. And it turns finicky eaters into voracious eaters. So try this. It's a dog food. It's not the dog food. It's a dog food supplement that you sprinkle on top of it, mix it in, and then watch them go crazy for it. Take the Rough Greens 14-day Jumpstart Challenge today for just $14.95, and you'll see the difference in your dog in 14 days or less. If you want to see your dog thrive, go to roughgreens.com/blaze. That's ruffgreens.com/blaze. All right. What's going on with Kanye West? I know you're wondering.
Oh, yeah.
He's
had a rough couple of 48 hours.
Has he ever?
Couple of 48 That's Keith Matt.
So you're
right
talking
there.
about 96 hours?
Yeah,
he's had a rough 96 hours.
4 days of just hell for Kanye. That's what I meant. Yeah, it's been very weird in the Kanye camp.
Yeah, and people who used to love him now can't stand him. Why? Because he's said conservative things. We'll talk about that coming up. You know what's weird to me? That there are still no Clorox wipes. Not in stores, not online, sold out everywhere. I go in a couple of times a week looking for Clorox wipes. Still not there. I go online looking for them. This product is unavailable. I mean, nowhere can you get them. Same with Lysol. It's been months.
Well, the moral of this story is you should have been a hoarder at the beginning.
I should have. But I mean, they still can't meet demand. Good thing they don't manufacture military supplies. We'd be speaking Chinese or Russian by now.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Give it time.
I love Chinese people too, but come on.
Right, exactly.
It's the greatest drop ever.
I love it.
I mean, just you found toilet paper eventually, right?
Yeah, got toilet paper. In fact, my wife went out shopping and brought some home yesterday.
That's good.
But as far as the disinfectant stuff, can't get that anywhere. Can't get it anywhere. You got a stockpile at home though, right? It's because of you.
I don't know
that nobody can get any product.
I haven't said a word in response to this question.
And in fact, I was reading an article because I'm so confused by it. I just can't believe you haven't been. This is United States of America. You're a major corporation in this country, and you can't restock shelves by now. They say demand is at times it's been 5 times what is normal, but I mean that seems doable, right? You can produce 5 times more than you normally do.
Teach you to buy your stuff from China.
Right? Like, I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know where they make it. But they said sometime during the course of the summer they think they'll catch up.
Oh, that's
maybe.
Good. That's good, right?
So we'll see.
Light it in the tunnel. To answer your question, do we have tons of wipes and spray and stuff? We just live in filth. We've chosen that route, and therefore you never need any cleaning supplies when you just wing it.
It's another way to go, man. It's another way to go, and who am I to say that?
Thank you.
You're living in filth and squalor is the wrong way to go.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now you get it.
Yeah.
Just stay 6 feet away from me. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah, and if I'm not, then I have to. We just got a mandate yesterday from the company that we get to, so we should have a mask with us. so that if you're not 6 feet, if you can't do the 6 feet of separation, you got to wear the mask.
Oh, well, problem solved. Everyone stay 6 feet away from me here at the office.
Are we 6 feet apart?
Yeah,
I think we are.
good.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, I used to have the
So we're okay.
hockey stick is gone. So how many wiffle ball bat lengths is that? Yeah, we're 6 feet.
Yeah, I think we are.
I think Jeffy and I actually measured one day to see.
Now, if he sits in that chair,
so if he's
not.
so if he's in that chair and you're there, it's like a triangle, a 6 foot triangle.
Okay.
And we're good. We're good.
Now, this applies to even when there's not a pandemic with Jeffy. You always want to be at least 60 feet.
I was going to say, to be safe.
Yeah.
We
to
actually
be safe.
need to make sure he's sitting out in the, well, not that hall, but the one on the other side of the wall there. Just run a microphone. Can we get on that? Can we run a microphone out there before tomorrow?
Maybe to the other building? Across the way?
I got it. I can set one up outside.
You know what? Run it to his house. Just to be safe. We love him.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
so much.
We love him. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Era D Great tweets. They should do this paint smearing thing. Everywhere a BLM mural shows up, well, no, it's illegal.
Oh, it's hateful.
Can't.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks.
Kelly 3132. Keith, you're wearing your cuff wrong. Oh,
no, I got lots of tips on this. Apparently, I was.
You?
So I
Did you retake it?
I did retake it.
And was it better?
It was better. Yeah, let's see.
Like a lot? Significantly better?
So what was it originally? It was
151 over 112.
Yeah, so now it's 138 over 90. So I'm so much better.
That's better, quite a bit better, but still a little tad high.
I'm winging it, remember?
Yeah. B. DeBodine tweets, guys, about that innocent until proven guilty thing, Brett Kavanaugh would like to have a word with you about that.
Right? My goodness.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who would like a word about that. Kyle P., Fox News under attack. Let's not forget about Mr. Jesus admits he wasn't perfect.
Oh, right.
Who was accused of assault? Don Lemon.
Don Lemon. That is progressing nicely. This is gonna end up in court or something. Yeah.
The Lemon thing?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, because that guy
good
has filed specific charges.
That's right. I had forgotten he was accused of that.
Really gross.
The Lone Census Ranger? How are we gonna do that song again? Can we, or would that be a problem?
Oh, we could do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
All right. The Lone Census Ranger tweets, Fauci better be wearing that mask when he throws out the first pitch at the Nats. Oh, if he wasn't, can you imagine?
That's my question. That should be, I guarantee you, somewhere you could bet on this, Stu. Is he going to wear his mask, Fauci, when he throws out the first
I'll bet
pitch?
they have odds on that in Vegas.
I bet he totally does. Because remember, it's a symbolic gesture to wear your mask.
You have to, right? Caffeinated Texan, shouldn't there be angels singing when Fauci... Yes, when Fauci is mentioned.
Are you sure?
Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Are you sure it's not weeping and gnashing of teeth we should be hearing?
Maybe Benedictine monks? Yeah, it would be fun too, yeah. Keystone Pig tweets, I can just see it now. Anthony Fauci wearing a mask and gloves, sanitizing the baseball, and throwing it from the mound to the catcher from behind a big plate of plexiglass. That would be great.
This year just sucks.
It's going to be... I can't believe baseball's actually going to start on Thursday. That's amazing to me. I'd pretty much given up on it. I just didn't think it was going to happen. So that's a good sign. Maybe that's a good sign for football this fall, that they're going ahead with it.
And they're thinking about getting rid of all NFL preseason games now.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
That's what the NFL proposed to the NFLPA, the players' union.
And they're going to like that. Yeah, they'll like that.
So, yeah, I mean, we don't have to play an extra game?
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah, okay. 2 meaningless games that, the starters aren't even going to play anyway. So, yeah, why not? Matt in Georgia, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Listen, I had quite a few thoughts on the Fox News thing, but
okay.
I'm pretty sure. But by the way, I'm pretty sure Jesus was perfect in every way.
Yes, you can be quite sure of that. Mm-hmm.
For obvious reasons, right?
Right.
Anyways, I just want to say I've been watching Fox for years, and I'm not surprised at any of this. You remember how they got Bill O'Reilly out? Same thing.
Yeah.
He was accused, investigated,
Right.
but we don't know if he actually did anything or not.
Well, he was in a consensual relationship too. That's the deal with him. So, but they continue to disparage him over that. What were your other thoughts on the Fox situation?
Bowling, right?
What?
Same thing with Eric Bowling, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure on the bowling situation. I don't know what that deal was. It might have been a consensual relationship. It's just, appreciate the call, Matt. It's just that you can't I guess you can't have a consensual relationship in the workplace anymore, right? Because can you absolutely be certain that if anything goes wrong in that relationship, that it's not going to come back to bite you in the buttocks? You can't be sure. So the best thing would be not to, especially if you're married, maybe don't strike up a relationship with somebody else in the office.
Yeah, and plus, in most office places, right, you have to stay 6 feet apart. So I don't even know how that would work. I mean, you got to follow the rules.
Right.
Am I right?
You're right. And when you're right, you're right.
Wear a mask.
You're
6
right.
feet apart.
Yeah.
Makes it tough.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And in the Me Too era, you don't know what people are going to say later on. I mean, the power dynamic. Come on, can we stop with that? Ed Henry forced you into a relationship. Well, I was just afraid that he had control over my career. Here's a clue. Ed Henry, who is a news guy at Fox News, doesn't have control over your career. He was not a boss. He was not a manager. He was not the head of a department. He was just a host. He didn't have control over your career. I don't even understand that argument. How they get away with it all the time. Well, he had control over my career. I was scared, so I had to have a relationship with him for 5 months or 5 years or 3 decades, whatever the case may be, however long it goes on. And then you decide afterwards, yeah, no, I didn't want to do that. It's a little late then. It's a little late. All right, we were talking about Kanye West's incredible plea.
Yeah, so he was at a function Sunday night in
Was
South
it one of
Carolina.
those? It was one of those sort of services or something, wasn't it? One of those service get-togethers.
I think so. It was in South Carolina. That I know.
And he started talking about abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's what happened.
My mom saved my life.
My God saved my
His mom saved his life.
My mom saved my life. My dad wanted to abort me.
My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
His dad was too busy. Now he's just breaking down. Wait, what?
I don't know. He's breaking up.
Yeah. Oh, he almost killed his daughter. Meaning he wanted to abort her. Interesting. I guess at that time, he was okay with abortion, and he was trying to convince Kim to get an abortion, and now he's glad he didn't do that.
Yeah, not in that clip. Apparently, he said that she had the pills in her hand, ready to abort, to get rid of their daughter. And she, understandably so, didn't care for that information being made public. So,
oof.
It's been, like I said, it's been a rough couple of 48 hours.
So 96 hours?
Yeah.
It's been 4 bad days for Kanye.
Yeah. 4 bad days for Kanye. That's a good album name. So, yeah, so apparently the rumor is, well, according to several sources close to Kim Kardashian, that she wanted a divorce over this and that they were trying to...
Just from that?
Yeah.
Or is that just a last straw kind of thing?
I don't know. I'm just saying, according to sources...
I mean, I can understand you'd be upset with that.
Yeah, and it's been rough. And so last night, Kanye took to Twitter and just was going off, just dragging it out, and talking about taking screenshots of texts that he was sending to his mother-in-law and tweeting those out, and how they're trying to get a doctor out here to commit me or something like that. I don't know, something like that, because he's in Wyoming now.
Really?
Just a mess. Just a mess. So
does the whole family, have they moved to, I can't imagine Kim Kardashian living in Wyoming. Maybe it's just me, but that doesn't seem like her kind of place. She likes attention, and it would seem L.A. would be, more to her liking. But I don't know. Maybe that's part of the divorce as well.
Wait a minute. Wyoming's a great state,
no,
man.
Of course it is. I'm just saying it's not a Kardashian kind of place.
Did you think 2 years ago it was a Kanye West kind of place?
No, I didn't. No, I really didn't. But I wonder if they have, if they're together in Wyoming.
I don't know where this goes, but it's a tense time.
Yeah, you're right. Like you said, it's a tough couple of 48-hour periods or whatever it was you said.
You know what? Check in with me in a couple days, and then that will be an accurate statement.
Okay.
Because it started Sunday night.
So we're not quite there.
Yeah, right now we're just
end
at
of the 96 hours.
No, we're not even at the first 48 hours, Keith. So Thursday night, that'll be accurate. A couple of rough 48-hour periods for Kanye.
All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. 888-900-3393. And at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Cyber Chelsea tweets, well, New York did bring down the cases and deaths. See, once you kill most of your population, the numbers really fall off a cliff.
That's how it works. Exactly.
Keystone Pig, remember, Anthony Fauci told us we made mistakes and we have to own up to them. He's just never actually admitted to having made any mistakes or told us what said mistakes were. Yeah. All right. Dr. Fauci is showing symptoms of willful blindness. It's a political affliction. And Lone Wolf tweets, at 6 feet, wouldn't one be hopelessly trapped in Jeffy's gravitational field? Yes.
It's a fair point.
That is a fair point.
That is
when you get stuck between the moon and New York City, your name is Jeffy. And so, yes, it can be a real problem.
It's crazy, but it's true.
It is. It's hard to get 6 feet away from Jeffy because he's everywhere at the same time.
Ubiquitous Jeffy. He'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, he will.
And then we'll just say all of this to his face.
Exactly. Cimarron in Arizona. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
I just wanted to comment on the letter that you read yesterday from the mayor of Eager.
Yeah, which was so great.
Oh, yeah, he did a good job on that one.
Yeah.
And I live in Eager. My family's from Eager, so it's kind of cool to be from a place that, finally made it on the map. But we're a small town, probably about 5,000 to 10,000 people, and this parade has been going on for decades. It's longer than I've been alive, for sure. And so, he wanted, there was a lot of pressure to cancel it. Other towns in the surrounding area canceled all their 4th of July festivities. And so obviously there was a lot of pressure on him to do what he didn't want to.
Right.
And so we had a lot of people from other parts of Arizona that showed up. It's kind of like a big family reunion event, but the other towns close by to us, a lot of their folks showed up. So we had a ton of people here. And they had a lot of social distancing signs, stay 6 feet apart, which nobody did, but that doesn't matter.
Right.
And I saw 2 to 3 people the whole day that had masks on. And you would think, according to the left, that's a recipe for disaster. That, oh man, there's crowds and people everywhere. And theoretically now we should be a COVID hotspot because Arizona's having all these issues that they say. But I haven't heard a single thing. No one I know has been affected with the virus. And we're all doing fine. So
that's great.
I mean, it's hard to believe. I know. And of course, no one talks about that because they only wanted to hear the negatives. But as far as the mayor goes, he's done an excellent job. And the only problem we have with him is he wants to build an auto parts store right in front of our house. But that's a personal issue and not a political one.
Yeah. But But yeah, that would be a big deal. All right. Well, thanks, Simran. Appreciate it.
Hang on, hey, real quick, man. You rethink that whole auto parts store, because if your car ever breaks down, you literally have to walk across the street for the part to get it to move, huh?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. But I don't want,
Apparently, you don't look at it like that. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Simran. Appreciate it. We got this from Broward County. Broward County apparently has made a little announcement. They're responsible to ensure compliance with applicable orders. This is Section 4 of
this is like
their town charter.
Nah, it's an 18-page document that came out, just basically the edict as these mayors and commissioners and governors have been enjoying this new power that they've discovered in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And this is excerpted from Broward County's latest edict.
So Section A, residential property residents, reads, all persons who reside on any residential property, whether single-family or multifamily, and irrespective of whether they own or rent the property, must ensure that all persons on the residential property, including guests, comply with all applicable guidelines of any Broward County emergency order.
No, that's not my job.
Including the facial covering requirements. So if somebody comes to your house, you have to ensure that they're wearing a mask.
Back off.
Residents who fail to ensure compliance with all applicable Broward County emergency orders by such persons shall be subject to the penalties set forth in Section 856 of the Broward County Code of Ordinances, with each person present, blah, 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 blah. And so when somebody shows up at your house or your business, you must make sure they're wearing a mask. So I guess you have to provide one if they don't bring one? Would that be accurate?
This is including...
I'm sorry, no.
This is just including guests. This means you and your guests.
Right. Yeah, right.
I don't know how else I could say this other than just back off. Because are you deputizing me? Am I getting compensated for doing your job?
Yeah, and are you going to buy the masks for me that I could provide to the people who visit my house?
I am not going to enforce your unconstitutional order.
Just crazy.
I'm sorry.
Gotten so far out of control. And people are taking it upon themselves with edicts like this to police other people. Like this wonderful Karen.
A Karen video.
Who is
yay.
trolling this family, making sure that they don't have a mask on. They don't have masks. And so she's taking it upon herself to be the law enforcement. Look at this.
Please leave the store. Please leave.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You are not well.
Look at you got the mask pulled down to talk.
No, there are cameras all over the store. There's also cashiers.
You're harassing me.
I am
Get
not.
away from me and my child.
You are not welcome here without a mask on. Please.
Man,
I cannot believe that you have the gall and the nerve to try and make somebody do something outside of their own will.
Wow.
It is a private business. Would you like to see the law?
Yes.
Would you like to see the law?
Come to the office with me.
No, I'm not going anywhere with you. You're insane.
Get out.
Is she an employee?
You're not. No, you're not.
Pause it for a second.
Manager.
Okay, she's not.
She claims to be later in the video.
Okay. Let's see the rest of this.
Please leave the store. Please leave.
What
Wait, I think we started it over, didn't we?
You are not well. You're not well to be doing this.
Pause it for a second. No, she's clearly well. She's done her hair in like blue and purple or blue and pink. It's just, I mean, it's a clear sign of wellness.
Not crazy. I'm just a little unwell. Sorry.
Let's check this out.
There's also cashiers.
You're harassing me.
I am
Get
not.
away
Look
from
at
me.
her
and my
mask.
child.
Poor little kid.
I cannot believe that you have the gall and the nerve to try and make somebody do something outside of their own will.
It is a private business. Would you like to see the law?
Yes.
Okay, come to the office with me.
No, I'm not going anywhere with you. You're insane.
Get out.
You are insane.
You're not.
I am
No,
the
you're
manager
not.
here. I am the
a manager of grocery outlet. You're not an authority figure.
Get out of this store.
She's not even in a uniform.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then she slams the cart into the mom.
Oh, man.
I mean, people have lost their minds. She claimed to be a manager.
We don't know if she was.
Wait, I didn't see anything. I didn't see a name tag. I didn't see a uniform.
At least they would normally wear a name tag.
I mean, I saw some beautiful hair, though.
Yes.
We saw that.
Yes. The hair design was very, very appealing.
Now, that may be part of the uniform.
Maybe.
That you paint your hair all colors of the rainbow at that particular store.
It's quite lovely. So, maybe.
People have lost their minds. I just...
Jeez. And she had her mask down most of the time.
Most of the time. And then it wasn't lost on me when she was holding it on her face. She used the middle finger.
Boy.
She.
George Will. Pulitzer Prize winning George Will. Washington Post columnist George Will says he's voting for Joe Biden this year.
Wow.
How is that possible, George?
Okay.
How can that be? I mean, I know you don't like Trump, but you turn to the extreme radical left? That's crazy. That's just crazy.
That's not good.
No, that isn't. That is not good. I think hasn't Romney said he's gonna vote for Biden?
Yeah, but Romney's Romney.
Yeah.
George Will was like...
George Will's a smart guy.
He's the conservative...
Right!
Practically libertarian voice...
Right.
...that nerds like me growing up would watch on Sunday morning shows and be like, hey, I kind of like this guy. This guy's pretty cool.
This guy makes sense.
He's hip for being...
Then we got John Kasich, who is going to... The Republican ex-governor of Ohio. He's going to speak at the Democratic National Convention.
Okay,
for Joe Biden.
He knows he's not a woman, right? Like, he has no chance at
He's got no chance of being
president.
right. This is some other kind of motivation here. That's why I can't stand this guy. Yeah. I dislike him with all the intensity of, I'd say, a billion white-hot burning suns.
A billion?
A billion white-hot burning suns.
Okay, so if you had to choose between Kasich or Romney.
Oh, I'm going Romney every time.
Every time?
Okay. That's not even, that's not even difficult. I really don't like John Kasich. As, you know, disliking him with all the intensity of a billion white-hot burning suns might imply. You know, that's a lot of intensity.
That is.
So.
And I think one of the, as annoying as he is, both politics and personality, I think one of the overlooked things in his past that never got enough attention as far as I'm concerned is when he got pulled over by a cop for not yielding. That John Kasich, what an arrogant jerk.
Yes.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
The end.
And that is the other thing. Aside from the fact I can't stand his politics, he seems like a real jerk.
Yeah. Oh, and there was a debate or something? I forget. Anyway, he wouldn't even make eye contact. Like, they were sitting at a table or something, and he was with somebody. I don't know. Anyway, he just wouldn't even like if you and I were debating or whatever, you just look down here, maybe you look over at the moderator. You won't even look over there.
Oh, he's too good for that.
Oh my gosh.
Too good to look at you. All right. Just another frustrating show of what kind of racist white people are.
Yeah.
The AP has decided that, yes, they're going to capitalize the word black, when they're referring to people like blacks or he's black. It'll be capitalized. But when referring to white people, it will not be capitalized.
Don't capitalize the W?
Yeah. No, you won't capitalize the W, but we will capitalize the B on black.
And that's in the AP style book now?
Yep. AP said white people in general have much less shared history and culture. Really? And don't have the experience of being discriminated against because of skin color. So
open up a newspaper and a TV.
So capitalizing the first letter of the word is based on discrimination? Is that really? Huh. Just unbelievable. It just doesn't end.
No, there's no end. Remember, we've gotten down to sleep reparations.
Sleep reparations, yeah. And then the other thing that I had the story on was the 6.2. Did we talk about this? A 6.2 quadrillion? We did.
That's the cost.
A whole bunch of mayors across the country got together and decided, you know what? We want to send $151 million to all 41 million black people, with a capital B.
Yeah, 151.
Across the nation. And that adds up to just $6.2 quadrillion.
That's a lot of numbers there.
Yeah, it is. It's a 6.
It's a 6
and a 2.
Oh, a 6.
Followed by, I believe, 15 zeros.
1, 2, 3.
So you'll probably get an error message before you get there, because we've not discussed quadrillion much in this on this planet.
I need a
until now
different calculator.
So we've put into context, into perspective, I guess, how big a trillion is in the past, and now we got to do that with quadrillion. Oh. So think about this: 1 billion seconds ago, just seconds, 1 billion seconds ago was 1987. Wow. 1 trillion seconds ago was 31,000 BC. 1 quadrillion seconds ago was 31 million BC. So then you multiply that by 6.2, and
a lot.
It's a lot. You're back a ways. Like toward the start of the planet,
Poof.
If you're to believe the scientists. But who does?
The scientists that change their mind on everything
yes!
every other day?
Yes!
Okay.
Oh, they're changing their mind on their beloved survival of the fittest thing from Darwin. Did you read about that? You see it in the paper today? Kevin, did you see anything?
What's going on, Jay?
Apparently, scientists are now deciding that survival of the fittest means that it's the friendliest who survive, not the strongest who survive. It's the...
Okay, that's a lie.
No, it isn't.
No, it's a lie.
No, it's not.
Jeffy? Jeffy's been around for centuries.
Right.
And he's friendly? Come on.
So British naturalist Charles Darwin got it right, but maybe we got Darwin wrong, they're saying. Most people assume that Darwin was talking about physical strength when referring to survival of the fittest, meaning that a tougher, more resilient species always wins out over its weaker counterparts. But what if he didn't mean that at all? Scientists Brian Hare and Vanessa Woods, both researchers at Duke, believe something else has been at work among species that have thrived throughout history, successfully reproducing to sustain themselves, and it has nothing to do with beating up the competition. It has to do with being friendly and sociable.
And what?
Survival of the fittest, which is what everyone has in mind as evolution and natural selection, has done the most harm of any folk theory that has penetrated society. People think of it as strong alpha males who deserve to win. That's not what Darwin suggested or what's been demonstrated. Wow. The most successful strategy in life is friendliness and cooperation, and we see it again and again. That's unbelievable.
No.
Their own precious Darwinian theory, they're altering now to fit their new sensibilities and their cry closets and all of that kind of, all of the stuff that they just can't handle. They're rolling up into now. No, only friendly people live for a really long time, or friendly beings. Dogs are Exhibit A. They said. They're the extremely friendly descendants of wolves. They were attracted to humans and became friendly to humans and changed their behavior, appearance, and developmental makeup. And by the way, there's a lot of scientists now who are saying that the whole Darwinian theory is bullcrap. We've talked about that before, that it's impossible. And there are really smart, respected scientists who just don't believe in this anymore. But sadly, their close relative, the wolf, is threatened and endangered in the few places where they live. Whereas there are hundreds of millions of dogs.
Yeah, see the wolves. See, they're mean.
See, they're mean.
Yeah, they're even the centerpiece of a movie where they chase that, what's his name, actor around the woods and try to...
Harrison Ford?
No. Is
No?
it Liam? Which one was it?
Oh, Liam Neeson?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched it. It's an interesting movie.
Dogs were the population of wolves that decided to rely on humans rather than hunting, and that population won big.
The Gray.
Okay?
The Gray.
The Gray.
That's where the wolves chase the guys around the woods.
Sure, that was a brilliant movie.
Oh, cinematic wonder. So, but they're threatened because they're jerks.
Yes.
Wolves.
Whereas dogs are not threatened.
Dogs said, if I make little pouty eyes while you're sitting there at the table,
some other species will feed me.
Trying to eat.
And they'll take care of me.
Maybe they'll drop some scraps.
Uh-huh.
Next thing you know, they're cuddling with you in bed.
Mm-hmm.
They're watching football with you. They're riding with you into town.
Yep.
When you take the cattle.
They're barking up a storm every time the doorbell rings.
Oh, my
freaking dogs.
Oh, my goodness. I did not realize how many times a doorbell rang on the Simpsons episodes when I was younger. But now that I'm replaying them with my kids, and the dogs hear a doorbell like every episode, sometimes multiple times in an episode,
they go nuts?
Oh, please stop.
Dude, these stupid dogs, if you haven't checked, that's not the real doorbell, stupid.
Right. You're pretty dumb.
It's on the TV.
I mean, Matilda.
Idiots.
Matilda, I understand. You have no brain cells working at all. I got it.
Idiots.
Tanner, you know better. Came from this direction, not that one. Dummies.
You can't distinguish between a TV doorbell and a real one?
Right. And
moron.
It goes beyond that, Pat. Let's say it's a legitimate doorbell ring, and then somebody comes up to the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
More than 9 times, 99 times out of 100, they're bringing us something. It's the Amazon guy. It's UPS. They're bringing something into the house. Right. Sometimes
you want them there.
It's something for you, dogs. Would you not say hello and greet them? You should be happy, dummies.
Yeah, they're just stupid.
So they just bark. They want to rip their faces off.
So don't tell me friendliness is the key. Don't do it.
That's right.
Don't even do it.
We just disproved.
Wolves don't do that. They don't howl. They don't bark every time somebody comes to the door.
They just take care of business. I mean, see, look, it's their... Wait, no, I don't understand. I'm lost.
They might be endangered, but they're still here. And so...
This theory sucks.
So shut up.
This is the dumbest theory I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's right.
I am lost.
We'll see who wins out in the end, the wolf or the dog. We'll see. Okay? All right, let's spin the wheel of cancel.
In a second, as soon as I fix this nail. All right. Story number 5, Pat. What do you got in the wheel of cancel pile today?
Number 5. We are canceling in Wichita County. We are canceling the chimp statues that are in a small garden outside of the courthouse because, of course, I mean, do I have to tell you this? I hope not. I hope you understand.
Oh, boy.
The chimp statues are racist.
They're racist. Yeah, people don't like the chimp statues.
They've taken down 2 chimpanzee decorations at the Wichita County Courthouse. The 2 garden statues, one that was clambering on a rope, the other clung to a tree, sparked controversy and debate about racism in Wichita Falls. What? What?
Help me.
What is racist about that? They were part of a small garden in Wichita County's garden assembled over the last several years.
So it was like a little break, a little place people could just chill out.
Yeah, just a nice, relaxing little area.
And some locals didn't like that.
When I put them up, I saw monkeys. I would never in a million years have thought it would have led to this, Chappell said, the guy who, I guess, put them up.
Sheriff, yeah.
There's nothing racist about it. There was never any intent of anything racist about it. How do you even make anything racist? You got to be pretty racist to make something racist out of this.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, that's your answer.
Who else is thinking that?
Oh, God.
No, nobody is. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
It should be noted the chimp that was climbing the rope was never hanging by its neck, but the garden statue's position was hard to see from the street.
I couldn't even see it from the street.
Duke has been consulting with the county officials over the last several days as the issue of the chimp seemed to come to a head, as everything is right now, right? Absolutely everything is. I thought it would be less hassle on other people in this courthouse than to have to argue with people about it, just to take them down and let it be. And so they just took them down.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just like, all right, whatever.
He's like, it's okay. It's not worth it to fight this fight. Just take down the stupid chimpanzees. Who is comparing them to any minority? Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Nobody said anything about it. Nobody was doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Nobody made the comparison. How in the world did somebody come up with that being racist?
Yeah, the story says there was like 3 people that were offended, and I think 2 of them were white or something.
Of course.
I don't know. And then, anyway, and some local bishop was like, yeah, good job taking those down. I mean...
Why?
I wish I had this kind of free time. What is it like to have the kind of free time to get pissed off about chimpanzees in a shaded garden in front of the courthouse?
I do not know. But once again, let's spin
okay.
the wheel.
Wheel of cancel.
Of cancel.
Cancel. Yeah, see, like this was an illegitimate deal. I had to tape this one up. We're going with the red one. Story 3, Pat. Story 3 on the wheel of cancel, everybody.
That sound you're hearing? Well, if that sound you're hearing is classical music, anyway.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's time for your long overdue reckoning with racism. Because, of course, classical music is racist.
It's about time, right?
And it's so racist. I mean, we're so racist, you don't even see the racism in this racism. Just like the chimp thing. You don't even get it. That's how racist you are. Racism is so pervasive in this country and the world at large that it has, in many instances, become unconscious. It can slip right into the daily discourse and go unrecognized.
Yes!
Even by people who clearly ought to know better.
Yes!
Okay?
Oh, no.
Are you ready to find out how stupid you are?
Yes, please tell me. I'm a racist.
You're a terrible
classical
racist.
Music.
Data collected from 500 American orchestras for a 2016 study by the League of American Orchestras.
Okay, well, this is this is riveting. We've got a study of orchestras.
I hope we spent millions on this because it's worth it. It paints a starkly white picture when it comes to diversity in classical organizations.
Sorry.
Its key finding: the proportion of non-white musicians represented in the orchestra workforce and of African American and Hispanic Latino musicians in particular remains extremely low.
Okay, sorry.
Now, should we be forcing blacks and Hispanics into orchestras if they don't want to be there?
Right.
That's the next mandatory thing we have to come up with.
Right.
I'm sorry, if you're black, you must be in your local orchestra.
Right, and I got news for you. Whites are underrepresented in mariachi bands. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, wow.
Obviously,
wow.
So this is racism because classical music excludes minorities.
Yeah.
But it's appropriation if whites want to be in a mariachi band or whites want to be in a reggae band or play the steel drums, right?
Yeah. So if this is a white thing, orchestras, if black people are in the orchestra, is that not cultural appropriation?
Well, I got news for you. As a whitey McWhiteface, you can have classical music, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care.
That's true.
I mean, we hate
classical
it as well.
Sucks.
So, I mean.
So the proportion of Hispanic and Latino musicians grew from just 1.8% in 2002 to 2.5% in 2014. That's not enough.
That's not enough.
I'm sorry, that's not enough growth.
I don't know.
It should have gone from 1.8 to about 80%.
Yeah, and we need affirmative action in the orchestra pit. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you can even play an instrument that is required.
Yeah.
If you match the right color, congratulations, you're in the band.
Well, it gets even worse. Over the same 12-year period, the proportion of black musicians languished at just 1.8%. Didn't even go up.
Did it?
It didn't even go up, Keith.
Oh, no, Pat.
How do we live with ourselves?
I don't know, man.
How do we live with ourselves? You know, those of us in the orchestra community.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they actually call you Mr. Orchestra.
Orchestra.
They call you Mr. Conductor.
I am just as much Mr. Orchestra as I am Mr. Twitter. I'm just as much.
Well,
so, yeah, I split my time between the two. And it's really important to me, the whole classical thing.
What is left? What is left that isn't racist or can't be painted as such?
I don't know. Let's spin the wheel
of
cancel and find out. Oh, we had a little tragedy there. Okay, Story number one. This is fun. I'm okay with this, actually. A little bit of a move to cancel the New York Times.
Yes! We're coming for you now.
This is a brilliant example of liberals eating their own. I love it. Okay, they've created this whole environment And nobody is more responsible for that than the New York Times is. And now they're being swallowed up by it. The New York Times, the family that owns the New York Times, slaveholders, they were slaveholders.
No.
Back in the day.
Whoa.
Yeah, far worse than Johann Eisel thought. He's the one who wrote this article. It's far worse than I thought. In addition to the many links between the family that owns the New York Times and the Civil War Confederacy, new evidence shows that members of the extended family were slaveholders. Wow. Last Sunday, I recounted Bertha Levy Ox, the mother of Times patriarch Adolph Ox, supported the South and slavery. She was caught smuggling medicine to Confederates in baby carriages. And her brother Oscar joined the rebel army. These are things I didn't realize that about the family that owns the New York Times.
It's time to cancel them.
I've since learned that according to family history, Oscar Levy fought alongside two Mississippi cousins, meaning at least 3 members of their family fought for secession. Adolph Ox owned Southern sympathies. His own Southern sympathies were reflected in the content of the Chattanooga Times, the first newspaper he owned, and then the New York Times. 6 years later, the Times published a glowing profile of Confederate President Jefferson Davis.
Uh-oh.
This is problematic. Ox reportedly made contributions to rebel memorials, including $1,000, which was probably a lot of money at the time, to the enormous Stone Mountain Memorial in Georgia that celebrates Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson. He made the donation in 1924, so his mother, who died 16 years earlier, could be on the founder's roll, adding in a letter that Robert E. Lee was her idol.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, there's no getting around that.
No.
You must shut down the New York Times. You must cancel the stinking New York Times.
Oh. No, I kind of like that. I mean, can we just leave that underneath the rest of the story? That's fun.
In the years before his death in 1931, Ock's brother George was simultaneously an officer of the New York Times Company and a leader of the New York chapter of the Sons of Confederate Veterans.
Well, then.
Oh, my.
New York Times.
Wow.
What are you doing?
So what do you do about that? I mean, does the New York Times, first of all, they need to shut down, but I think they should give all proceeds to a reparations cause.
Yeah.
So that when we finally figure out how we're going to distribute reparations,
every nickel
you already got a fund there
that they have made
goes right to that fund.
I mean, it seems like the only right thing to do. Correct?
Yes, it is the only right thing to do. It not just seems that way. It
Seriously,
is.
Seriously, what is happening?
I don't. Can't take it.
Can we take a day off? Can we have one national holiday where it's like, don't accuse anyone of racism day? Is that possible?
And how about we push that a little further? No racism, no sexual harassment for just one day. One day. So if you were harassed 35 years ago, okay, and you want to talk about it today, just wait till tomorrow.
If it happens to be on that national holiday where it lands, where you get that impetus.
Right. And we haven't done the holiday yet, so you don't have to wait. You can go ahead and make your claim today.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But seriously, New York Times, I mean, if you're going to set those rules, you got to play by them.
That's right. And they have set those rules. That's why, you want to say, well, could you stop? Would you? That is so asinine. But then you think, well, the New York Times has really promulgated this atmosphere, this environment that we live in, so they deserve it.
Yeah.
Does that make me a bad person that I like to see them canceled?
No, what makes you a bad person, as we learned at the very beginning of today's show...
Oh, is that I'm white?
That you're white.
Okay, I'm glad we got that settled.
Okay, I mean...
All right.
Everything else is just icing on the cake, man.
Jeez. All right, see you tomorrow. Oh, and of course, coming up on Glenn's show in just a few minutes.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.